What's going on, everyone? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Thank you for attending. Thank you for coming. It's been a crazy day so far for me. Lots of stuff happening at work, lots of stuff happening at home, but not a bad thing. All a good thing. We're busy for a reason. Busy is not necessarily a bad thing. It's been it gets overwhelming. That's when things get kind of crazy. Start off here. Like, subscribe, share, friends, family, etc. The more people watching, the more often I can bring content like this to you guys. Also, scrolling along the bottom of the screen here, join the Patreon show. I've set it to $5 a month, really only to keep the trolls out, right? I also talk about things on there that I can't talk about openly, publicly, and it allows me to have private content for the folks who actually jump in there and enjoy that. So, sorry, I forgot to take my earbuds out. They're bothering me. So at the end of the day here, it really just allows me to be able to have content. Then future interviews I do with people, things like that, I'll put on the Patreon and stuff. So if I sound a little stuffy, allergies have been really bad. The ragweed around here is awful. So let's jump right in today. So title of this one, I specifically did this because I'm starting to realize that more and more that the media and the lamestream media and the wonderful stupid legislatures of both the states and the country are all really starting to get scared, and for good reason. I mean, crypto's starting to take over the world. So I was going to show real quick some examples of how they're scared. This is a CNN. El Salvador had a rough day yesterday, and I'll get into some reasons as to why. El Salvador started their whole Bitcoin stuff yesterday. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is legal tender in the country. Yesterday, the crypto market plummeted like 20%. A lot of people noticed that. People like me, like my shows yesterday, is like, it's on sale, go get it. Again, anything I say on my shows is not legal or financial advice. It's not tax advice, etc., right? Do your own research. This is my opinion. This is for your education and or entertainment. I mean, some of you might just want to sit there and look at me and watch me talk. But some of it is also for education too. So, but anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is that you got a mainstream media outlet calling a warning to other countries. They're trying to make it so that way other countries don't do it. They're trying to scare you. Oh, don't do this. It's bad. No, they're trying. The media is an arm of the bankers. The bankers are in control of everything. Literally everything. And maybe I'll go over that this afternoon. I don't know yet. We'll see. Something else may come up, but if it doesn't, maybe I'll plan on talking about how deeply controlled our lives are by banking. So yeah, join the Patreon. $5. Even if you join and just to watch this afternoon show, and and I'm able to cover that stuff. If I'm able to find the material I would want to cover, it's $5. Join it. Even if you don't stay on there, you want to just join to watch that one and then leave. Whatever, it's worth it. But there's not really a way for me to put that out there publicly. So, anyways, yeah. So they're trying to scare you from touching cryptocurrency. It's all a scare tactic. That's just like with the other stuff that's been going on in the world right now. It's all fear-based. Fear. It's all lies. Yep. Tom, lie, and lie. That's exactly what they're doing. Hey. Look who's here. Yeah, I know you're not. Not you. What's up, man? Cool. Glad you guys are all here. So Yeah, so they're running through these things and they're trying to scare everyone off from doing the cryptocurrency. Those of us who've been in this for such a long time, we know that this is their game plan and they're trying to force it out. So anyways, I'm going to try to find the material if I can find the material for this afternoon. At 4:30 I'll be doing a Patreon show and I'll try to cover how very connected our lives are, or how very connected the banking system is to everything and who owns everything and stuff like that. So as long as I can find the material. If I can't, I apologize. But anyways, so here's another little thing. The nice thing though is that, SEC threatens to sue Coinbase. Well, he's kicking back. Coinbase is, I've called them a honey pot. They're an easy to use exchange here in the United States, and that's great. But you don't need to keep your coins on the exchange. No exchange. If you can help it, if there's a wallet for it, please, I highly recommend you pull it off into your own possession, or get a third-party custodian that you trust to hold them for you. I personally like Viva Capital the most. Really good team there. Really good team. Know all of them personally, actually. So, but anyways, so the CEO of Coinbase is fighting back, calling it sketchy behavior. The way they're doing what they're doing, all Coinbase is basically trying to do is some sort of DeFi platform. I don't know a lot about it, actually. I've seen ups and downs and rumbles about it here and there, but they are literally trying to shut down this because it will open up a DeFi type platform for a very large majority of US citizens. The reason that bothers them is because Coinbase is the biggest one out there in the United States. That means, and they have the easiest on and off ramp out there too. So people can connect their bank accounts or their credit cards, debit cards, whatever, PayPal even, and go in and put their money into crypto and bye out of the system. They're scared. They are literally doing everything they can. Here's his tweet. I'm going to read that real quick. I'm not going to read it out loud, but while I'm talking, they're literally scared to death that their system is crumbling and they are out of control, which is amazingly beautiful to me. But alas, this is another thing. What happens when interest rates go negative? Guess what? Cryptocurrency is paving the way for that to happen, because cryptocurrency is limited in supply. Cryptocurrency is I take that back. Most cryptocurrency, real cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Litecoin, things that have a limited supply, is limited in supply for a reason. Very much like gold and silver. All right. Gold and silver takes a lot of time to get out of the ground. Mining Bitcoin takes time, takes energy. It's an economic energy. You've heard, if you've watched or studied Michael Saylor at all, so my kids are building Legos upstairs, and I was like, what in the world is that? Michael Saylor has talked about how Bitcoin is an apex money, and it is. There's no other money like it. There's no other money ever been like it, and it has a lot of features that gold and silver does. But you can pick up that amount of gold and silver and move it anywhere in the world, memorizing your private keys. You don't even have to have it on your phone or your laptop. You know your private keys or your seed phrases? You memorized them? You can go anywhere in the world and it's in your head. If you can do that, you can have millions of dollars, walk across a border, and no one's going to know the difference. And that's fantastic. Something you can't do. You have $1 million property in New York, or $1 billion property in New York. You can't pick it up. Can't move it. If you sold it, you'd pay taxes. You can do that with Bitcoin. You can't do that with those kind of things. So I was wondering what was going on. Those of you who know Willy Woo, he's pretty good at tracking down what's going on with stuff. I'll pull that back down there in a minute. It's not the hodlers who are selling this, by the way. This was a push to actually have Bitcoin or leverages wiped out for Bitcoin. And he talks about it here later down in the article, where the most whatever. Basically, where I'll leave this up, you can read what Willie Woo said. Basically, talks about how the recent sell-off was whales who recently bought the Bitcoin that they sold. They're trying in an attempt to try and clear out everything, all the people who bought alongside them with them. The thing is, though, is that the hodlers, people like me, have diamond hands, or I like to say vibranium hands. Go Captain America there. Where we don't let go of our crypto. We'll take a loan out on it. Well, if we're going to spend it, then there's a way for you to pay it back, and you'd be good to go, and you get your crypto back, kind of thing. Can't give you legal or financial advice here, or tax advice, but technically you don't pay taxes on a loan, do you? I mean, I never have. But anyways, something to consider there. There's lots of ways around this. Everyone's freaking out. So all the stuff I talked about yesterday, where you had all this FUD going around, the markets crashed, tanked. I think it correlates way too much with El Salvador, especially crap like this. We're trying to warn other countries, don't do this. It's almost a little too serendipitous that everything just crashed yesterday on the day that El Salvador went live with their Bitcoin. Well, I hope the guys in El Salvador picked up more Bitcoin when it crashed. I did. Other people did. Lots of people I know went and said, oh, this is great. Everything's on sale. Grab it while it's on sale. These prices, folks, we're not going to see this again. We're not going to see these prices anymore like this. We're not going to see it. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. When we have a world where the banking cabal, the system as we know it, is collapsed fully and completely, and you have a system where the people, the humanity of the world is free to use and transact between each other from an economic standpoint and just in general, using a transparent open source software that anyone can audit and anyone can control, is pretty profound. It's very profound. You got to understand, we have an opportunity as humanity with the financial systems of the world to completely remove them. You guys know what happens when the interest rates go negative on the debt? Do you know that'll implode the system? It will go away. It will implode. I was listening to Cliff High earlier today. Shout out to Cliff. Appreciate all that you're doing, brother. That the Federal Reserve probably doesn't have months to survive. Have you all watched the overnight repos? Go watch the overnight repos. It hit trillions of dollars. I have a friend of mine who used to be in banking. I asked him about that once. Basically, the way he put it is like, it's just so that the banks can remain solvent at the end of the day. And I'm going, they have a daily method, to remain solvent? What? The bank's supposed to have your money. They don't have your money. They don't have your money at all. If you tried to move $10,000 out of your account, it will take a few days. If you tried to move $100,000 out, it may take a few weeks. If you tried to move $500,000 or $1 million out of your account, good luck ever getting it out. You won't get it out. These are just numbers and numbers, ones and zeros on a computer, mind you, okay? But if there was a bank run, banks don't have cash. You've not seen recently? No cash, card only. No cash, card only. Either they're trying to get you set up to where you're going to be using the digital dollar that they're going to try and set up, that the Federal Reserve has talked about over and over and over again, or whatever it is, or they're going to try and get you used to using Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or all of the above. Maybe we'll have a digital dollar that'll be interchangeable with Bitcoin. But if the Federal Reserve is controlling that digital dollar, no. Try to get... yeah, you won't get it out, Tom. I mean, they'll or better yet, one of my Oh, I forgot about that. I got a meeting here in a minute. Whoops. One of my really good friends, he owns his own company. He was talking about how he went and would go to the bank to deposit checks because, they're a service industry. So people pay them with checks or with cash and whatnot. They deposit in the bank, right? Well, they wouldn't let them deposit anything over $10,000. They won't let you put it in. It's weird. They won't let you take it out. I get that, but they won't let you put it in. They're like, okay, where did this come from? Like, and his response is like, I'm a business. This is my business account. I'm making money. What's wrong with you people? And that's the way it is. The whole banking system is absolutely destroyed. And again, I'll say it again for those of you who showed up late here. Join the Patreon. It's $5 a month. Even if you join for this afternoon show and then leave, cool, whatever. But I'm going to try and cover how deeply connected some of the banking systems are. I've mentioned it before. Y'all need to read The Creature from Jekyll Island. You need to read that book. It's by G. Edward Griffin. It'll explain the Federal Reserve, its founding, who founded it, and who's behind it, and whatnot. And then you'll start to connect the dots. Those their families behind that. And I'll bring up some people in the show and some families. Some of you'll know about them. And you'll kind of start to sit there and go, wait a minute. What? How did that happen? How have we never heard of some of these people? You're a digging kind of person. You go start digging into those people and figuring out who they are and what they do or what they have done throughout history and how they have erased history, how they have poisoned your life, how they control the media, how they control all industry, not just some of it, not just parts of it, all industry, how they control governments, how they control markets, all of it is control. The reason they're all so scared is because cryptocurrency is something they cannot control. From a technological perspective, from a technological background, you cannot control something that's open source. When it's open source, that means anyone can edit it, anyone can change it, anyone can use it. It's free to use for everyone, including the bad guys. All right? That gives humanity the ability to do whatever we need or want to do outside of their system. That's why they're scared of it. That's why they don't want us to have it. That's why they slam it in every opportunity and every turn that they get with their mouthpiece, the media. Even this, I'll go into it later, but a little tease. Did you know that right-wing media and left-wing media is owned by the same people? And they try to pit humanity against itself? Scripture talks about this. A house divided cannot stand. If you're a divided country, you will always, always, always not be able to band together as a mass and remove the poison from you as your system tells you to do so, which is where we're at right now in the country, really in the world. It's like this big, huge powder keg, and all the people in the world are about to stand up and say, you guys are done, which will create a tremendous amount of turmoil because there'll be a power grab in every which way possible. But I know that there's a plan in place to remove that problem. We'll put it that way, that problem. But anyways, I'm going to have to cut this one a little short today, folks. I am really sorry about that. I have a meeting that I forgot about here in just a few minutes that I actually have to speak in and prepare for. So again, like, subscribe, share. Please join the Patreon this afternoon. Again, I don't care if you join it just for that and then leave, whatever. I don't care. Really good material. I'm going to try and dig that up for this afternoon show. But anyways, share this out with your friends and family. Be safe and be blessed.